What is your favorite moment from internet history? There was a time when the internet felt like the Wild West. Corporations were largely ignoring it and people were making all sorts of content out of passion, not because they wanted to make money. It felt like all digital products and information in the entire world was available for free through either torrent or the Usenet. Along with the great availability came great risk. If you weren't smart, a song download could end up being a virus that wiped your hard drive. You could easily hack websites and often even databases and systems. The government was pretty ignorant about all of it, so if you were even moderately careful and not attacking important government sites or financial institutions, it was very low risk. I never did any black hat stuff, but I loved finding exploits and poking around systems as an unauthorized user. Blogging wasn't evolved yet, so everyone made really awful websites, full of great content. The internet as a whole was about concepts and ideas, not people and products. Of course, as more people started getting online, the companies started paying attention, and then came MySpace. After MySpace was created, normal everyday people started flocking to the internet. With this massive influx of users came new laws, and new advertising. The new content was now commercial when it wasn't egotistical. So I suppose for me, that moment of internet history I love the most is right before MySpace became popular. It was probably best about 2 years before MySpace, when we were taking on DRM, the RIAA, the MPA and corporations in general, and feeling like we were winning. Anonymous was active and seemed untouchable. People all across the globe were helping NASA search for extraterrestrial life in a giant hive project called SETI. Everything felt new and free. As an aside, supernova.org and their related forum and IRC was badass. I made a bunch of friends there that I kept in contact with for years. A radio station here in Dallas had recently, mid-1990s, started streaming online. The announcer was describing how amazing it was to get emails from listeners from literally all over the world. Her favorite was 2 boys who liked the station's music, but what really fascinated them were the traffic reports. They'd spent their entire lives on some little island in the Pacific, and the thought of a line of cars several miles long absolutely blew their minds. 4chan sending Taylor Swift to the school for the deaf, followed closely by Pitbull to Alaska. And of course the ultimate dog tease always holds a place in my heart. LimeWire. It was also responsible for giving the family computer aids. But boy did it download. 1994. Got AOL in high school and was pretty depressed. An unknown 15/F/TX literally saved my life by talking to me all night long and wouldn't let me sign off and take some pills. She even pummed me every day for the next 2 years to make sure I had someone to look forward to talk to and to listen. Best damn friend and internet moment I could have asked for. Maybe not historical, but the most important internet moment in my history. Edit. Thank you for the gold and silver, friends. To answer a couple questions. No, we never met in person, but she knows why. We kept in touch for a long time and really just grew apart. No hard feelings, it just happened. It doesn't change what she did or what it meant. No, it's not fake. There are some things that we just can't say in person. I had a great upbringing and have a wonderful family. I didn't want to disappoint them with my thoughts of myself as a teen. I was lucky that a complete stranger listened on the right day and I had access to the tool that made it possible, even with my 28.8 modem. Early YouTube, like 2007-ish. Videos on it were more authentic and captured real life back then. Now it's literally a market. And the fact that you could have video responses to videos. Me and my friends used to make videos in 2007 and every single one would have a video response of just a black screen and a disguised voice saying he was coming to kill us. Freaked us out. Turns out it was one of our friends who was making videos with us the whole time. Our stupid selves really thought a stranger was stalking our 15-view videos. Twitch plays Pokemon when it first started. It was such a revolutionary thing and everyone was watching to see how it would go. Anticipation for other applications of the concept ran high. Unfortunately, it was just a short fad and nothing more. YouTube before Google bought it. Remember when people didn't make money, or at least not very much, off of their YouTube videos? They just did it because it was fun. I remember that for a long time YouTube was basically a bunch of sketch comedy, music videos and illegal movies being posted in 8 different parts. Like when Smosh was popular, Jeepers Media / Mike Mozart doing toy reviews, Nostalgia Critic was just some dude in a room with a shitty camera talking about movies without cutaways and elaborate remakes of movies, How It Should Have Ended, Charlie the Unicorn, The Duck Song, The Golden Age of YTPs, Ray William Johnson, The Key of Awesome was making parodies of popular songs, Fred, the Fine Brothers pioneered the React genre, and other things I can't think of off the top of my head. My favorite moment is when one guild in World of Warcraft held a gigantic memorial service for one of their people who stroked out and died. It was huge. There were dozens of people there, all just paying their respects, and then another guild came and crashed it. Don't get me wrong, it was a terrible thing they did. But it's hard not to crack up when the action starts to the tune of Scatman. And to be fair, holding any kind of event on a PvP server without posting guards or scouts is a big no-no and begging for disaster. The time 4chan got a poll on Mount U's site to name their new flavor Hitler did nothing wrong. I think Gushing Granny was in a close second. I remember the night Princess Diana died. The news broke on the internet a few hours before it hit the news. It was crazy. Not necessarily my favorite moment, but stands out as the first real time I saw the potential of the internet to distribute information much faster than news. A lesser known one, but I still love it. Samsung had a new phone out, and you got a $50 Play Store credit for buying said phone. Samsung hired out the promotion to a no-name company. Go to their site, enter the email, like a serial number, name, email, and they email you a code for a $50 Play Store credit. Well, emails are sequential. Plus you can easily grab one from an eBay auction. This was a planned 4-month promotion with $30,000 $50 credits to be given out. Yes, $1,500,000 in Google Play Store credits, and they were all gone within 2 days. People were grabbing a couple hundred each, and eBaying them at half off. I saw one guy's eBay account, he made like $3,000 via selling them. Ah, slick deals. Those bastards will ruin any promotion possible. Pools closed. If you know, you know. The son of a friend of mine got suspended from his high school for a few days for printing out a "pools closed" meme and taping it to the school's pool doors. That was in 06 or 07. I'm sure he's gone on to become a fine, upstanding citizen. I don't know if this counts, but it is a game that requires internet, so I'm going to say the first month that Pokemon Go came out. It was such a cool time with people getting out and meeting new people. It was awesome hearing someone yell out a Pokemon and everyone rushing towards it. It was definitely one of those, I was there moments. That one time 4chan flooded Tumblr with porn, gore and other stuff because Tumblr wanted to fuck with 4chan for basically no reason as much as I know. One of the first message boards I was on was the Wolf Web. It was for North Carolina State students/staff/faculty. In 2004, we had a huge snowstorm and the news stations were showing the local closings and delays. Members of the Wolf Web found out that Spectrum News wasn't screening their closing submissions, so a bunch of users decided to exploit it. They submitted fake closings and a bunch of them made it on the air. Some of my favorites were Colonel Angus Chicken, Open 6 to 9. Mike Hunt Enterprises, Third Shaft Report Sat Morning. Watkins Family Reunion Service, Hollow Penis. Cecil's Cockring Emporium, Back Up by Tomorrow. Here's an article about it. Non-pizza with left beef. John Titor. I know it's been pretty much wholly debunked at this point, and the guy behind it turned out to be some lawyer in Florida. But, there was one thing about it that always interested me. When John Titor was contemporary, another thing going on at the time was the mystery and speculation surrounding this secret invention with the codename Ginger. According to the PLL behind Ginger, it was going to be as huge of a step as the internet. I'd argue that the development and perfection of touchscreen technology has had equal impact to the internet, but I'm rambling. Someone asked Titor what Ginger was, and he correctly described Ginger as an electric two-wheeled scooter, and Ginger was eventually revealed to be the Segway. He went on to say that it didn't amount to much and was pretty much all hype. I mean, I know the whole thing was a work, but who could have seen the Segway coming? Even if he was just very adept at identifying trends and reading into hints, he also accurately predicted the general whatever attitude the Segway was greeted with. Sometimes, I'll go back through the original Titor posts and see if there's anything else like that. Of course, we should now be 5 years removed from Titor's Civil War, so that was a flop. Old Flash animations. I remember watching them on Newgrounds at friends' houses and in my dorm. All Your Basa Belong to Us. Magical Trevor. Catface. The Llama Song. The Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny. There were so many, and they were just, for us, you know? Songs, stories and videos just for us internet people. I could say badger, badger badger, to a friend and they would go mushroom, mushroom, and people who were not internet people would look at us like we had just grown second heads, but a fellow internet person would go a snake, oh, it's a snake, and we'd make a new friend maybe. The news that Flash is no longer being supported as of the end of this year, I didn't expect to feel as sad about that as I do, but that's a piece of my youth I actually will miss. Did any of y'all have favorite Flash animations, from sites like Albino Black Sheep or Newgrounds? When it first launched and was available to all houses. I know the internet was around before people could afford it, but when it finally hit it was exciting. I was about 12 I think and just learning how to use it. I don't even remember the browser, but my dad was teaching me and just searching for stuff I was into, gaming, movies, music, and just having all this cool knowledge at once. It was very awesome. This was a time when AOL charged by the minute and I got grounded for a month for the $300 bill. The heavyset guy that got made fun of while dancing at a club. Some people took pictures of this guy and put them on the internet saying how they were making fun of him. One of the pictures is him after he sees them making fun of him and he just looks so sad. Some ladies see it, and go to Twitter looking for this guy, inviting him to come dance with them, because no one deserves to feel like they shouldn't be allowed to dance. More people got involved, including several celebrities to help really make it a party. They found the guy and invited him to LA and threw him a huge party. That or sad pawpaw. Girl tweets a photo of her pawpaw sadly eating a burger after he had made 12 burgers for his 6 grandkids, and only one showed up. Internet being what it is was very upset that the other grandkids weren't there, and admittedly went a little crazy, even sending death threats to the other grandkids for breaking their pawpaw's heart. Story spreads like wildfire. A bunch of people started to say that they would come eat burgers with pawpaw, and eventually the family decided to host a massive cookout and people from all over the place came to a small town in Oklahoma to eat burgers with pawpaw. Love me that wholesome shit.
Sorrowful happiness that I just can't seem to guide.